The debut film is kind of like your first glance and first impressions on a certain individual. You get to see their technique, you get to see their scope, you get to see their vision, you get to see how good they are in their specific craft. Now, a debut film could be a huge success for someone and they end up not being that successful later on in their career. Or some people were able to have huge successes in the beginning and were able to sustain it for a long time. For other individuals, they didn't really have success in the beginning and ended up building on their craftsmanship and their ability in their specific field and were able to become really big people in their specific roles later on in their careers. Now, this list is going to be about people that were really good from the start and were able to sustain that success for quite some time or even till this point. Now, it doesn't mean that all these people are still at the top of their game as of now, but they started off really strongly and were able to sustain that strength for quite some time in their careers. So here's the list of people that had huge debuts in Tamil cinema and were able to sustain that success for quite some time. And first off in this list, I pretty much got inspired after watching the Mamanan trailer and thought of Mari Selvaraj right away in terms of a person that started off really successfully and has been able to sustain it till this point. Pariyerum Perumal was a great debut as a director, one of the most powerful films in the last 5 years or so, and is one of the greatest cinematic debuts in Tamil cinema history, in my personal opinion, for a director. Obviously, he was able to sustain it and continue on the success with Karanan, and I hope he's able to sustain it and continue the success with Mamanan as well. Karthi is one of the most beloved and one of the most celebrated actors of his generation, and he not only had one of the biggest blockbusters of 2007 with Parithiveeran, he also holds the record for the biggest blockbuster debut in Tamil cinema history with the film Parithiveeran. To put this in perspective, Parithiveeran almost ran for 1 calendar year. And not only in Tamil cinema history, not only in Indian cinema history, but in world history, there hasn't been that many films for a debut star to have run that long in a theater and to have that much success for their debut film. Obviously, Karthi has become a huge star since then, but Parithiveeran was a mega eye-opener for people around Tamil cinema to realize that he, alongside his brother Surya, are two of the best actors in Tamil cinema right now. Sid Sriram is not just one of the biggest singers in Tamil cinema as of now, he is one of the biggest singers in all of India. And he is so popular, and obviously he started off his career in blockbuster fashion with the song Adiye from Kadal, which was composed extremely beautifully well by A.R. Rahman. Now, since Adiye till now, he sang some of the biggest songs in Indian cinema history, and he is by far the most in-demand singer till this date, and he started off in epic fashion with Adiye. Adiye was covered not just by people on YouTube or wherever. It is probably the most performed covered song in singing competitions. I think on Super Singer and all these other singing competitions, Adiye is one of the most covered songs that contestants have sang on the show, and nothing beats the original rendition, obviously, from Sid Sriram. M. Kumaran Sana Mahalakshmi was the debut film for Essen in the Tamil cinema industry, and from then till the end of her career in Tamil cinema with Kavalan, every single film, except for a few, were blockbuster hits. Her whole entire career in Tamil cinema is insane to look at. Just look at the films that she starred in. She starred in pretty much the biggest films from the year 2004 till 2011, with Kavalan being the last film that she starred in Tamil cinema. Insane career. Really insane career, and she pretty much sustained her success from the get-go till her last film in Tamil cinema. Lakshmi Menon's debut in Tamil cinema was Sundara Pandian, and she was the go-to person in terms of being a star in indie/small budget Tamil cinema films. Every big Tamil cinema hit that was a small budget film starred Lakshmi Menon from the early 2010s till like mid to late 2010s. Every single small budget or surprise hit had her in the lead. It's insane. Like Essen, at one point, she was dominating the whole industry because like every time a small budget film became a hit, she was one of the lead stars. Really cool. And she's making a comeback soon. I think she's in Chandramukhi too. So it's nice to see her back in Tamil cinema as well. Arya, in my personal opinion, is one of the most underrated people in Tamil cinema. He's had such an amazing career, and if you look at his filmography, he's done so much memorable films. And he started off in blockbuster fashion with Arindu Mariyamalum. Now, this film helped him win the Filmfare Award for Best Debut Actor, and since then, he's sustained a really good and solid career till this point. He's done really amazing films critically, really great films commercially, and he's just one of those actors who seems to have a really good keen eye in terms of the scripts and the variety of films that he chooses to do. And yeah, a really good performance as well for his debut film. And from then till now, he sustained a really good career in terms of like making solid choices for the films he wants to do in his career. J.M. Ravi, just like Arya, has a very underrated filmography. He has some really strong movies throughout his whole career to this point, and obviously he debuted in Tamil cinema with a big hit with J.M., which obviously gave him his name J.M. Ravi as well. And even though the beginning of his career was a majority of like Telugu cinema film remakes, he's had some really good films till this point, and he's been able to sustain that success from JM till now without that many big hiccups here and there. So kudos to him. Though some people might know S.J. Surya as just an actor or a villain now, he was a very promising young director back in the 90s, and Vali is one of the greatest Tamil cinema debuts for a director in its whole history, in my personal opinion. It's a very unique, very thrilling thriller, and it's a very well shot and very well directed film. One of the greatest endings in Tamil cinema history, in my personal opinion as well. And S.J. Surya promised to be this really amazing director, and I know he's a really amazing performer, and he's shown very much some real great performances in recent times, but I miss him as a director because Vali, Kushi, and New were amazingly different films from your ordinary Tamil cinema movie. His presentation and his directing style is just something that I really miss from him, and I wish he goes back into directing soon. Apparently he will in the future, but yeah, if you want to see a very good and very thrilling film from the 90s, Vali is one of the best of the whole 90s, and an amazing debut for a very talented individual in S.J. Surya. Easily, I could have put Harish Jayaraj and Gautam Menon for Minnale, but I will put Harish Jayaraj here. He debuted in Tamil cinema with one of the best albums in the 2000s, and he was on a roll from 2001, from his debut from Minnale, till about the mid-2010s. He was one of the top 2 or 3 music directors in Tamil cinema. Every big hit, every big melody was either composed by him or inspired by him. And I kind of miss Harish Jayaraj's music, but man, in the beginning of his career, he was on top form, and for a good decade or so, he was the go-to music director in Tamil cinema. Maunam Pesiyade was the debut for Trisha as a lead performer in a film, and she is one of the most beloved and one of the most charismatic and one of the most celebrated stars of her generation. And from Maunam Pesiyade till now, she has been still one of the most in-demand stars of not just Tamil cinema, but also Indian cinema in total. Still going strong after 20-something years in the industry. Incredible, incredible, incredible. This might be a fun fact for some people, but Aishwarya Rai debuted in cinema through the Tamil cinema film Iruvar. Mani Ratnam debuted her in this movie and gave her a challenging prospect. She had to do dual roles for her first ever role in any sort of film. She never had any film experience, and she hit it out of the park. After Iruvar, even though Iruvar wasn't a big hit, it is beloved. It's one of the biggest cult classics of the 90s. And from then till now, she has been one of the most in-demand stars of Indian cinema and world cinema history. And she is one of the most recognized people in world cinema history. You know, it's really insane that she debuted through this film, and it's really insane to see her growth from that movie to becoming one of the biggest stars the world has ever seen in film history. Madhavan became one of the most beloved actors of his time through the movie Alepayade, and till now, he's one of the best actors in Indian cinema history as well. And one of the most charismatic debuts in Tamil cinema history as well. And from the movie 3 till now, Anirudh is one of the most memorable music directors and one of the biggest in all of Indian cinema, and one of the most talented as well. And to end off the list, one of the most historic debuts, not just in Tamil cinema history, but in world cinema history, A.R. Rahman for Roja.